Morning. In this video, we will be talking about rational numbers. So, in lower classes, you have done what are counting numbers, natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, and today we will be doing rational numbers. Now, as you are aware of a number line, in the lower classes, you must have seen that on a number line, 0 is in the center, positive numbers on the right hand side, and negative numbers on the left hand side. So you can see from 0 onwards, these numbers represent natural numbers or counting numbers. If you include 0 in it, then it becomes whole numbers. And when the negative numbers are also included into this number line, then it becomes integers. So integers includes not only the positive numbers 0 but also the negative numbers. Then what are rational numbers? Rational numbers are those numbers which are represented in the form of m upon n, where m is the numerator and n is a denominator. Any number, for example, 1 upon 2, minus 3 upon 2, minus 5 upon 8, or even simple 8 is a rational number because any number can be represented with a denominator 1. So you can see it becomes in the form m is to n. So every number on the number line also is a rational number. For example, this 4 can be represented as 4 upon 1. This minus 3 can be represented as minus 3 upon 1. So these perfect numbers are also rational numbers, and between these two numbers we have infinite numbers of rational numbers which are in the present in the form m is to n. So today in the first part of the lesson we will be seeing how to represent these rational numbers on a number line. So let's begin. Now let us say we have a number line like this. Okay. You can see there are various rational numbers given here, and I want to represent them on this number line. So what we do is, you can see all the denominators are 3. That means what we do is every unit on a number line, we divide it into 3 equal parts. 3 parts. So for dividing it into 3 equal parts, I will add 2 points. 2 points at an equal distance between each unit. That means we are dividing each unit distance into 3 parts. So you can see this one has got divided into 1, 2 and 3. Again 1, 2 and 3. So between these two also there are 3 parts. Same thing we do on the left hand side also. We divide it into 3 equal parts. Right? So this is the first step. That is, we divide this each and every unit on the number line into the parts which is equal to the denominator. So here the denominator was 3. So we divided into 3 parts. Now, how to see this or how to represent each part? Let us say, let's talk about this distance. You can see from 0 to 1 is divided into 3 parts. So this first part represents 1 part out of 3. That is why it will be equal to a rational number 1 upon 3. Now this second point is equal to 1 plus 1, 2 parts out of 3. So it will represent 2 upon 3. Similarly, this third point, which is 1, is representing 3 parts out of 3. You can see I can cancel 3 and I will get 1. So this 1 is nothing but 3 upon 3. Similarly, this now from 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is the fourth part. So 4 upon 3. Similarly, this will become 5 upon 3. This will be 6 upon 3. 6 upon 3 is again nothing. You can see we can get and cancel and get 2. So what you can do is to represent this, you just have to count the number of parts. So let us say, for example, the first part is 4 upon 3. So on the right hand side, positive number. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. So we got this point A, which will represent 4 upon 3. Similarly, 7 upon 3, again from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So you can see this point B will represent 7 upon 3. Minus 1 upon 3. So we go on the negative side, minus 1, which is the first point. So this point will represent the minus 1 upon 3. Similarly, 6 upon 3. So what we do is, we have already taken care of the denominator by dividing into 3 parts, right? So now we just have to look at the numerator and go that many parts either to the right if it is positive or to the left if it is negative. For example, 6 upon 3. So we have already divided into 3. So we go 6 parts to the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So you will see this 2 represents 6 upon 3. Next, 11 upon 3. So again from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So this point represents 11 upon 3. And the next point will be 12 upon 3. You can see again on cancelling I get 4. So this is 11 upon 3. Minus 8 upon 3, we go to the left, 8 points. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So this point will be represented by minus 8 upon 3. So this is how we represent a rational number on a number line. Let's go to another example. Now here you can see all the denominators are 4. So what we do is we divide each and every unit distance into 4 equal parts. So dividing into 4 means I have to take 3 points at equal distance. So you can see 1, 2, 3 and 4 parts by taking 3 points. Similarly, I do it here. 3. Then 1, 2 and 3. So you can see I have divided each of it into 4 equal parts. Same thing I do it for on the left hand side also. I divide it into 4 equal parts. Now each part will represent one part out of 4. So this is 1 upon 4, 2 upon 4, 3 upon 4, 4 upon 4, right? So you can see 4 upon 4 is nothing but 1. 5 upon 4, 6 upon 4, 7 upon 4, 8 upon 4 is nothing but 2. Again 9, 10, 11 and 12. 12 upon 4. Same thing we can do on the left hand side. Minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. So this is minus 4 upon 4, which is nothing but minus 1. Similarly, 2 will be minus 8 upon 4 and 12 will be minus 4 upon 2. Now let's start representing 1 upon 4. That means on the right side, first one. So this becomes 1 upon 4. Next, minus 5 upon 4. So from 0, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4 and minus 5. So this is minus 5 upon 4. Now 9 upon 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You know 4 upon 4 is 1. 8 upon 4 is 2. And the next one will be 9 upon 4. Next is minus 10 upon 4. So you know 2 is minus 8. So next minus 9 and minus 10. So this becomes minus 10 upon 4. Now if the numbers are given this way also, mixed numbers, then also we can find out how to represent. That means after minus 1. So first we go till minus 1, that is till here, and then 3 parts out of 4 beyond that. So 1, 2 and 3. So you can see 3 points after 1 will be minus 1, 3 upon 4. Or you can even convert this into a proper number. 1 into 4 is 4, 4 plus 3 is 7. So this number is nothing but minus 7 upon 4. So you can see we have represented it exactly at minus 7 upon 4 because the next point is minus 8. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Minus 7 upon 4. So even the mixed numbers can be represented on a number line. Now let's take one more example. Here the denominator is 5. So you can see we have to divide this into 5 parts. And to divide it into 5 parts, we have to put 4 points. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 parts. Same thing we do here. 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So everywhere we will be doing that. We will be taking 4 points at equal distance. 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So each and every unit I have divided into 5 equal parts. So let's start now. 2 upon 5. So you know 1 and 2. So this becomes 2 upon 5. Minus 13 upon 5. 1 on the left hand side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and 13th point will be minus 13 upon 5. 11 upon 5. So we go on the right side. 2 will be nothing but 10 upon 5. So the next point after 2 will be 11 upon 5. Next 4 upon 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 upon 5. Minus 6 upon 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6th point on the left hand side will be minus 6. Now again we have a mixed number here. 1, 3 upon 5. That means first we go to 1. This is 1. Right? After 1, how many parts? 3 parts out of 5. So 1, 2, and 3. So this part will become 1, 3 upon 5, which is nothing but 5 upon 5, 6 upon 5, 7 upon 5, and 8 upon 5. Let us check whether this is 8 upon 5 or not. 1 into 5 plus 3 is 8 upon 5. So we have marked it at 8 upon 5. So you can see this is how a rational number can be represented on a number line. Next, even questions can be asked like this also. When everything is given, you just have to answer. Like suppose A represents. Can you tell me A represents which point? You can see now I have divided 1 into 2 parts. That means my denominator will be 2 because I have divided it into 2 parts. Now we just have to count how many parts is this A point from 0. So you can see 1, 2, and 3. So A is 3 parts when it is divided into 2 parts. So A is 3 upon 2. Now the next question asks B represents 8 upon 2. Is it true or false? Now you can see B is representing 4. But when you are dividing into 2 parts, how much it is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it is nothing but 8 upon 2 also. You can see we can cancel this and we will get 4. That means definitely B is representing 8 upon 2. It is a true statement and not a false statement. Now C is representing minus 3.5. True or false? So let's check. Now you can see C is here. So 1, 2, and we have come to minus 3. So this part is correct. And this is one part out of 2, beyond 3. That means C is definitely representing minus 3, 1 upon 2. So again, this is a true answer and not a false answer. Last question, D represents what? So you can see D is this point. So 1 part, 2 part, third part. So it is minus 3 upon 2. Or it can be even written as, you can say minus 1. We have crossed minus 1. And now this is the first part after minus 1. So we can even write it as minus 1, 1 upon 2. So you can see 2 ones are 2 plus 1 is 3 upon 2. So this is how a number line can represent, and we can represent rational numbers on a number line. Let's go to the next topic, comparison of rational numbers. Now, on a number line, 0 is in the origin, and we have positive numbers on the right hand side and negative numbers on the left hand side. So we know every number on the right hand side is greater than the number on the left hand side. So every rational number which will be present on the right hand side will be greater than 0 or a negative number. Let us say I have 2 upon 3 and 0. I know a positive number will always be greater than 0, right? And let us say I have a rational number 4 upon 5 and minus 1 upon 2. There is no need to compare, no need to do any calculations. We always know that positive number is always greater than a negative number. So directly you can put a greater than sign. And now you can see 0 is on the right hand side of negative number. Negative numbers are nothing imaginary numbers which are less than 0. So even if you have to compare a negative number and 0 without any calculations, you can directly tell that 0 will be greater than a negative number. So on a number line, if there is a comparison between positive and negative, positive will be greater. Positive and 0, positive will be greater. Negative and 0, 0 will be greater. So where do we require or need to do calculations is when you have comparison between either two positive numbers or two negative numbers. So let's take an example. Let us say I have 7 upon 2 and 3 upon 4. Now you can see both these rational numbers are positive numbers. And when I have to compare this, what we have to do is we have to make the denominators equal. When you can make the denominators equal, then we can compare the numerator. So now you can see here there is 2 and here there is 4. So if I multiply this denominator with 2, I will get denominator 4. So multiplication should not be done only one place. It should be done both up and down so that the value of this rational number doesn't change. So let us say 7 upon 2, I multiply by 2 up and down. So what I get is 14 upon 4. So my first rational number has become 14 upon 4. Second rational number is 3 upon 4. Now you can see both the denominators are 4. Now we can compare the numerator. Which is the greater numerator, 14 or 3? We know 14 is greater than 3. Therefore, 7 upon 2 will be greater than 3 upon 4. Right? Let's take another example. Let us say I have 3 upon 5 and 4 upon 3. Right? So now you can see both the denominators are different. Let's make them same first. So I will multiply this with 3 to make it 15, and this I will multiply with 5 to again make it 15. So let's take one at a time. 3 upon 5. I want to multiply it with the second denominator. So what I get is 9 upon 15. Now let's take the second one. Now if I want to make this denominator 15, I should multiply it with 5. So I will multiply with 5 up also. So it will become 20 upon 15. Now you can see both are 15. Now we can just compare the numerator. 20 is definitely greater than 9. That means 4 upon 3, that is the rational number from which I got 20, will be greater than the other rational number. Right? So this is how you can compare rational numbers of the same sign. Let us take some negative rational numbers and compare. Let us say minus 1 upon 2 and minus 1 upon 3. Now both are negative, so I can't directly write. I will have to make the denominators same. Now this I will multiply with 3 to make it 6. This I will multiply with 3 to make it 2. Sorry, make it 6 again. So this I multiply by 3 up and down. What I get is minus 3 upon 6. Now let's take the second rational number. Now to make it 6, I should multiply it with 2. So what I get is minus 2 upon 6. Now you can see the denominators have become same. Now we can compare the numerators. The number which is closer to the 0 will be greater. So you know minus 2 is closer to 0 than minus 3. Or in other words, when a negative sign is present in front of a number, bigger the number, it will be smaller, bigger the digit. So you can see 3 is a bigger digit than 2, but as it has a negative sign, it becomes smaller. That means minus 3 is smaller than minus 2. So this number is greater. That means what we can say is minus 1 upon 2 is smaller than minus 1 upon 3. Right? Let's take one more example with a negative one. Let us say minus 3 upon 7 and minus 2 upon 5. Now again, I want to make the denominators same. So this I will multiply with the second denominator, and this I will multiply with the first denominator. So minus 3 upon 7, I multiply with 5 up and down. What we have is minus 15 upon 35. Now the second one, minus 2 upon 5, I multiply it with the first denominator, and what I get is minus 14 upon 35. Now you can see the denominator is same. Let's compare the numerator. 15 is a bigger number than 14, but because of the minus sign, it becomes smaller. That means minus 14 is greater than minus 15. So from where did we get minus 14? From this ratio. So minus 2 upon 5 will be greater than minus 3 upon 7. So this is how you can compare rational numbers and decide which one is bigger and which one is smaller. Thank you.